Hey everybody, Peter Pop Art is back with the third robot drawing. All right, so far we have done robot number one, robot number two, but we've yet to complete robot number three. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these guys kind of disappear, and I'm going to move over here, lower the opacity of this guy, and let us begin. So when I'm looking at this guy, with this robot guy, he's very long and kind of lanky, and he's got, he's just got, I'm just trying to adjust myself in my seat to make myself more comfortable. He's got very long upper body limbs, but kind of short and very disproportionate lower body limbs. Like his thigh, his upper leg is much lower, much longer than his shin, and he does stand on very narrow feet. So these are kind of like his construction is going to um, really give me a lot of guidance on the type of robot I want to make him into. So, all right, I got my pencil. Let's begin. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I want to really continue with his long, definitely long neck shape. So I don't want to lose that. So the very first thing I want to do is start to define his upper head shape and give him something unique-ish that also kind of works with the rest of his body. I don't know, for some reason when I see this guy, I don't know, his head kind of reminds me, his entire body kind of reminds me of like some weird duck. I don't know why. But let's see what we got going here. We've got one center eye, long protruding chin, neck on that repetitive swivel type hinge that we've been using. Let's give him over here some sort of antenna. All right, this will also help keep a lot of these design elements very consistent throughout the entire design phase of all three of these robots. So now I'm going to work a little bit on his chest. There's a lot of stuff here that I really want to make sure I don't lose a lot of the basically a lot of the form and function here. And in some areas I want to really accentuate it. So I have kind of like the chest cavity pushing out. Over here I've got the bottom of the ribs kind of going in. This guy I'm going to continue with the neck design that we have and continue with that, but notice that I'm changing the shape as we go lower. So these arcs up and then they start to curve down because we're looking, this is kind of our main focal point right here. All right. Well, this is kind of where our vanishing point, I should say, is. And we'll go into vanishing points at a later video, trust me. So we've got this kind of roughed in. So his head, neck, spine, and chest, torso area are done. Now what I want to do is focus on his arms. And I definitely want to accentuate, bring out the fact that he is long and lanky. So I'm giving him larger shoulders, and really everything narrows up at the lower part of the arm and into the joints, which will be another ball design. And yet again, we're going to go meatier upper forearms and then taper all the way into the wrist. And now we're going to flip the design element. Now we're going to make from the wrist, which would be the connecting part of the hand, to the actual hand get much bigger. And we are going to also give this guy like a big flipper type thumb and a big flipper type hand, almost like he's built for picking up pipes, you know, like that type of cylinder type shape. Looks like it would fit nicely in his hand. And over here, so he'd be more like a construction droid. All right, so now over here we have our shoulder. Flares out, tapers in, give the indication that it's flaring out. Here's our ball joint again. And over here, we're going to see a little bit of the inside of that joint. So we're giving it that cylinder shape, but I am going to erase a little bit of this because I want to make it look a little bit wider. And we are going to taper from wide to narrow. Wide to narrow. There we go. And on this one, I'm going to kind of adjust it so we can see the inside part of his hand. And then we're going to go from narrow to wide. And this over here is his big flipper hand that yet again looks like it would be really good for holding things like pipes. And that arm is a wee bit longer, so I'm going to show you guys a little cheat that I can do digitally, just because I think it's fun. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform that and scale it. There you go. Nice little trick, right? So now over here, I'm going to reselect my pencil tool. We have our hips. We're going to keep those narrow. And we're going to just go beyond, just a little bit, where our hips go past our, where our thighs go past our hips. And we're going to keep a nice curved shape for the thighs. Not much is going to change over here, guys. This part of the design I am pretty happy with. I do need to erase a wee bit. All right, there we go. Now, let's give it that joint yet again. Slightly wider at the shin area where it goes. So just kind of, I'm trying to mirror a little bit of these elements that we have for the upper arm down towards the leg, but I don't want to make it super crazy over the top. Gonna curve that like that. And now we actually have our shin. Now remember, all we're doing at this current moment is our shin. All right, now the foot. I'm just going to make his feet a little bit bigger and more like an actual person's foot with an instep. This foot, I'm going to have it come out a little bit. Go from narrow to wide. All right, let's take a good look at the whole. All right, for today's purpose, this pretty much works. I do want to give him a slightly thicker ankle over here. All right. Now, I'm going to go into the rendering a little bit. Yet again, keeping consistent with where our light source is coming from, but adding to it and playing around with it as we go. I'm going to cast shadows in areas that will help me make this character look a lot more dense and dimensional, and give him weight. And we'll also add in some details afterwards. I don't remember if we did it like that on the other videos or not, but that's how I feel like doing it today. So I'm just kind of going with what my mood is like. Because remember, the idea is to have fun. Nothing super serious. We don't beat ourselves up over any of this. We just kind of enjoy the flow of the work. All right. And we just go. Look at that. Just feels right. It's just very relaxed. Nice little shading. Really cast that shadow to give this guy some weight. Go all the way down. And I'm going to go revisit the head a little bit. I want to really capture that there is some shape there. All right, now the hips, the thigh. I hope everybody's been having fun also. I hope everybody's been enjoying their distance learning during all of this stuff that's been going on, and has been, you know, great listeners to their parents and doing all their schoolwork. I also hope everybody's been really exploring their art and developing into wonderful artists and learning more and being curious about, you know, more art styles and different ways to do things. Give that some more shape. There we go. This guy's almost done. There we go. Give him a little bit more shadow. I'm just going to go now and hit those hands a little bit with some shading. I'm avoiding the tread on his hands because he's such a smooth robot. I just kind of don't think he really needs it. Now let me see. Let's add a little bit of design work to him. Give him some sort of uniqueness. And remember, with all of this, I'm just kind of making it all up as I go. There's no, you know, rhyme or reason to a lot of these lines that I'm adding. I'm just thinking, like, where would, you know, certain points be for visual interest? How would this robot be constructed? You know, maybe add some antennas onto his shoulder. Nah, I don't like that one. I'm getting rid of that. And I'm also going to get rid of this bottom section as well. And this, see, remember, we're just kind of going with it. All right. And I don't know. I kind of think the simplicity works a little bit better than having way too much. Maybe a little line over here. And yeah, that might be it. Maybe one little light over here. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. Yet again, let's give him the shadow that he's standing on some ground. He will not cast a very huge shadow because he is such a long, thin robot. I want to make sure that he still looks like he's lightweight, and he kind of carries on with that. Give him some sort of design elements at the shoulders. I need to curve the other one a little bit more to keep with this shape. Give him some rotations at the hip. At the thigh. And let's keep it mirrored over here. All right. Let's see how this looks. I think it's this one and this one. There we go. Look at that, guys. We have now created 3 robots. I think this was really a lot of fun. It was definitely a really fun, different experiment. You know, we got the super thin guy, we got the super big guy, and then we get the guy who's kind of like in the middle, you know? I think this was a real fun experiment and a fun group of lessons. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And I will be back with a few more, with a whole new lesson and activity in a day or so. But in the meantime, remember, hit subscribe, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell. This way you get notifications. And don't forget to, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Go to peterpopart.com. Find the Grumpity Grump pages if you're looking for some coloring book activities. Also, if you want to share your images with me, go to Instagram and use the hashtag PeterPopArt or the Peter Pop Art Agency or both. And guys, yet again, here are our 3 fun robots. And I cannot wait to see everything you guys have done and also to see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, don't be crazy, and please listen to your parents and teachers, guys. I look forward to seeing everybody real soon. Bye.